Hey, happy Thursday, guys. I am super excited to jump on today. I was doing some reading today, and I kept saying I gotta get on and share this. So, whether you're watching live or on the replay today, I was doing a little bit of personal development today, just reading some tips on how to give and receive feedback. And it's really funny. This kind of relates to a devotional I did last week about iron sharpening iron. Okay. And so I've learned a lot about, I don't know if you guys had a chance yesterday to go back and watch my live yesterday about decisions we make and how decisions affect everybody around us. So today I wanted to talk about how to receive feedback and give feedback that will help you be successful in many areas of your life, but especially in your entrepreneurial journey. And so it's really, feedback can strike fear into the best employee, the best entrepreneur. In fact, receiving feedback can cause major anxiety for a lot of people, major backpedaling, major fear. It says, but then the article said even, however, feedback doesn't always have to increase our stress level, nor does it have to be a negative experience. And I love that, because once you find out who those few, if you're in the entrepreneur space, and this may change for you. I was reading some of that a while back in John Maxwell's book, Developing the Leader Within You, that they may change the people that you take experience from. And look, don't try to figure out why a mentor may not be in your life. And, he was in your life for a long time, and it's okay to change. It's not about you. It's about what God is trying to do. And so they gave these 6 tips for giving and receiving feedback. And I love this. It said, number 1 was giving feedback. If we are in the role of giving feedback to others, we need to remember to create a safe environment so feedback will be heard and acted upon. So when we're doing it, we're not doing it publicly in front of other people, right? Now, if you're a pastor, that's a little bit more different, because that's one of your jobs, is that you're being used by God to give people instructions and encouragement and correction to live a better life. And that's said about the safe environment. It can be created by providing constructive feedback, as I said, in a private location, and always making it a positive experience. And then they said number 2 was privacy first. No one wants to give feedback surrounded by their peers, right? So try to give your feedback, as I said, kind of based on what number 1 said, in a private place where you can speak openly. And I always say this, look, tell people stuff that if you talk, it's not gossip, it's positive feedback for that person to be able to become better. And it says feedback should be a 2-way conversation where you work together to find out how you can help that person better do their business, become better at relationships, better at their health. It should be that type of focus. And sometimes there's other cases where, it's maybe you and a husband and a wife or whatever, if you're a counselor, but just giving and receiving. And then it said number 3 was the facts. Focus on facts of the feedback, not on personal feelings. And I love that. It says, if you're giving some feedback on their grammar in a written report, focus on the grammar, not on how you felt when reading the report, right? Present feedback about job or project, not about the person. This will help ensure the feedback is not taken personally. Like somebody being on time. It's if you have, like, I know I was sharing with a friend of mine today, is that in my business, if I wasn't on time, I wouldn't have had a business. I would have been fired. So one of the things that was instilled in me by people before me is that if I was 1 minute late, I was late. If I was early, I was on time. And so that was one thing that was perfectly instilled in me. So I've tried to instill that in people, because it becomes repetitive habits. So number 4 was positivity. Remember to balance your negative feedback with positive feedback. And I always try to do that. If I'm sharing one thing with them, for instance, like being late, like I was using earlier, I will say to them, hey, I'm so proud of the way you've been exercising. I'm so proud of the way you've been eating better, eating healthy. I'm so proud of the way that you're doing these positive things, but we just really need to focus on things on this over here that's holding you back from over here. It says, be wary of giving positive feedback followed by suddenly by negative feedback and then followed by positive feedback. This is called a feedback sandwich. Could shift the person's focus to the positive feedback and not the negative. Be straightforward and always give positive feedback first before you give your points for improvement and encouragement. The way we react to feedback, number 5, is receiving feedback determines our character in the eyes of others. When receiving feedback, you don't get defensive or angry. I'm guilty. I've been on both sides. I believe I'm a lot better at that, but I'm working on it every single day. And I believe reading things like this helps me better that. Okay. Do you interpret feedback as personal and vindictive? If so, instead try to learn from the feedback. Take a moment to pause, thank the person, which Lisa and I talk about all the time, and then come back later and see if the clarifying and then have clarifying questions about his or her comments. Like, can you show me how to do that? Can you show me better ways to do that? Or can you show me why you felt that way? Doing so will help you grow both professionally and personally. I promise you that. And then the last one was, number 6 was analyze and learn. Feedback is usually there to help us improve. Analyze the feedback. Look, I always said this. You're not just going to take feedback and or criticism or constructive criticism from just everybody. It's not, then we end up going down a trail we don't want to go to. It says, after receiving some feedback, take a few minutes or longer to critically and objectively look at the work you have been producing. See for yourself if the feedback is applicable. Are you late? Are you looking at late? Yes, if you're late, you're late, right? It's constant, right? So you have to say, what am I going to do to change that, right? So if it is, then apply it to what you're doing, right? You and your work will benefit. You and your business will benefit. You and your relationships will benefit. Be grateful for the feedback you receive. If you never receive feedback, you won't know how to get better or improve your skills, your business, your life, your health, whatever, right? And ask for feedback, right? Most 90% of people never ask for feedback. Throughout your professional and personal experiences, you will give and receive feedback. Learning how you can improve your feedback skills will give you success in the workplace and impact the quality of your business and help you be productive in every area of your life. At the end of the day, feedback is the first step at making you have a better life. And I love that. It's that first step at allowing us to change, to make steps at going forward and becoming a better person by receiving feedback. So I've learned that to be, especially in times of busyness, which if you have 2 fast growing businesses, right? And you're trying to balance it. Like I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Idaho to teach a big event, a big training event for my biohacking company. And we got so much stuff to do. And I looked at the clock, it's almost 4 o'clock. I hadn't done any teaching or put anything out. So you just, and Olden just said it, receive with an open mind. I meet with my pastor on a regular basis for him to tell me things I need to work on, things I can be better at. I ask him questions. He tells me things that he's been praying about for me and things that can allow me to influence other people and be used by God, not just used by emotions or flesh. And I hope that this has been really good for you today. I hope that if you're watching it on a replay, you'll watch the whole thing and kind of take some of these things and put them into action in relationships with your husband and your spouse, in relationships with, business partners and people that you're doing, that maybe you're an employee. Receive this. If you go to your boss and you say, hey, use these techniques, I believe they'll go a long way in allowing you to strive better in business, in relationships, and in your health. And that's what Healthfluence is about, health, relationships, and business. So hope this has been good for you guys today. I'm super excited As I said, tomorrow morning early, I'm taking a flight to Salt Lake City and then to Twin Falls, Idaho, and I'll be there till Sunday. So guys, have an amazing Thursday night. If you don't know, we put a leadership development training on at nighttime on Thursday nights. I'll post the link later on this site. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Happy Thursday.